Hey everyone, and welcome to the next part of this series in this section. This time I'll be talking about instant. I realized in the last video I said I'd be talking about all three, but I'm going to do it individually by each application. That way you can refer back to it as an individual piece, so you don't have to scroll through a 14-minute video. So let me first talk about instant. So instant is a application that is part of the Fotolia.com stock photography site. So for Fotolia.com, they have their own stock sites, stock photos, and then they recently launched a mobile stock photography, and this is their application for that. So you pretty much upload photos in this application, and then you can pretty much tag it, and it'll get reviewed, and then you'll get an email saying, hey, I'm going to be accepted, or I'm not going to be accepted as the photo. Now, generally a photo sells for about 25 cents to $3. If you are exclusive, meaning that you would take only one photo and sell it only for instant instead of on other mobile stock photography sites, you'll get a little bit more, but I believe you have to be apart with them for a little bit, like a few months, in order to be in the program, or you have to have a certain amount of uploads. I'm not quite sure, but you know, for me, I get enough downloads where it really don't matter. I mean, the difference is I think 50 cents. I mean, I know it's a lot in the long run, but you know, it's something I'll look into in the future. But for right now, I'm just keeping my photos on 4 different platforms. That way I can get the most exposure, get the most money for it. So pretty much when you enter the application, you're going to come here, you're going to have the camera open up, meaning they want you to take the picture right away. You don't necessarily have to do this. As you can see, I have it focused on a ball right now. And this is what I mean when I was talking earlier about the camera, how it's just, I don't like the iPhone camera because it constantly refocuses and everything. So you can use this option to take the photo, but it probably won't help you because you want to edit the photo, and you don't want to edit it in here. So, you know, you can take the picture on your regular camera, or even use the Camera Plus app, and then you can upload it. So you hit the left tab, and then you'll come into the menu. And in the menu, you'll see you'll have how many have been accepted, how many are pending, how many are in review, because every photo you submit will be reviewed. And if you don't meet their criteria or guidelines, it will be rejected. And then your credits. I believe you have to go up to 50 credits to cash out, and I think 50 credits is $100. I've cashed out a few times, so right now I've accumulated 5.1 credits, and for every 25-cent download, I believe I get, I believe it's like 0.25 credits or something, or it's some small amount. So this is an application where, you know, you're not going to get instantly rich or get instant money. It's something that, you know, it takes time, and it will build up, and you know, you can cash out via PayPal. So pretty much you have all the pictures that you've uploaded. You hit here, and it tells you how long ago they've been uploaded, and if it's been accepted or not. Obviously here it says refused, probably because I did edit it and they said it was too edited, and so they say their users like to have raw photos, but I don't find that to be the case, because when you look at some photos, some of them actually have effects, so sometimes I can test their rejections, I guess. It's not my favorite application to use, but it's the one that I get the most purchases on. I get a good fair amount on FOP in 2020, but for amount of quantity wise, I get a lot more purchases on here, but I get it for, you know, obviously less money, 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents. I've only seen it a few times where I've gotten $2 to $3. So those are those. You have your releases, and I'll talk about that later on, about model releases, because that's a whole other topic, and you know, it'll just take too much to cover that. Your activity, so pretty much it's the same thing as my photos. It's just showing you which photos have been refused. It explains why it has been refused. Sometimes, you know, I question their refusal, like I said, I've even submitted raw photos like they wanted, and they still said it was too blurry, or something was done to it when it wasn't. So be wary in taking your photos and uploading them. If you get rejected, don't take it as an offense. Just try a different cropping, try edit it differently, or just upload a completely different photo and um, try to take a different angle of that photo that got rejected. Um, then you have the collection, so all the photos that are available by people. And then it shows you, just like on the other apps, as you'll see, relevance, which ones are sold, so you can see what's trending, and the popularity. In order to get really good sales, you have to kind of think about what people want, search what's trending, but what I like to do is to stick with the seasons and themes. So obviously in the summer I did beach stuff, I did palm trees, sand. If I went away on vacation, try to think of things, you could take pictures of, sipping a coconut or a bottle in the sand, just little things like that could go a long way and get, 100 downloads, 200 downloads. So, see what's popular, and then again, since now it's fall, you'll have pictures of trees, pumpkins, leaves, colorful leaves, open roads. There's a lot you can do, food, stuff like that, though they're not really big on foods unless it's a very interesting shot. They'll have some disclaimers saying it might be rejected in the upload process. And then finally, you have your performance here on the side, and that shows you your performance for the months. Here for this month, it tells me how many I've sold up to date currently. So it's pretty straightforward. So when you go and upload, you could choose from your um, album. You can go through it and pick which ones you want. So, if I want to upload, let's say, the Eiffel Tower, because I was in Paris a few weeks ago, I can say use it. It'll ask you, oh, it's too small. Sometimes it'll ask you if there are people in it. Now, this is good that this came up. It's saying that it's 0.5 megapixels. It should be over 4 megapixels. Now, sometimes when you edit photos, this is why they want the raw ones. Sometimes it'll compress it where it will be 4 megapixels. Even though right now it looks pretty high res, what these programs do when you edit them is they compress them and they make them smaller. So sometimes it'll happen. If that's the case, just go into your camera roll and upload the raw one, and then just try to edit it in the iPhone editing camera roll instead of the application, and that way it keeps it at a high res, and I'll show you guys that later. So since that one got rejected, let me do this one, see if that works. That worked. Now up here you have buttons. The top right is to adjust the color, and as you can see, it's changing. But I don't see a need to adjust it, or you can crop it, and I don't see a need to crop it. I'm not going to go all the way through, only because that's for another section. I just wanted to just show you what you need to do. Up here is your flash, and then you also have um, a grid. So if you want to turn on your grid and use the grid, you could definitely do that. Or you can pretty much lock your focus, which is kind of cool, what your iPhone camera does not do. So that's another option. So that's pretty much it with Instant. You can log on once you create an account. You can log in online, and then you can have your photos be seen on there. You can even edit them more there. You can make them exclusive. You can turn them on and off to be sold. If you don't want to sell it anymore, if it's not working, you can shut it off instead of deleting it so it doesn't show up in the library. So this takes it a step further, the true stock photography account, if you want to call it. This is a mere loading platform to upload things and just get them from your phone to your profile, and then you can log on to your profile in online, which I'll do in the next video, so you can see that. And I'll show you that in the next video.